So the story of Shadowkeep begins as usual with Erismorn doing something stupid to cause some riot on some moon and definitely not disturbing the hive this time. Because this time, the red enemies are here. Welcome to a cynical playthrough of Destiny 2 Shadowkeep.
Hit like and subscribe.
This time the campaign begins as we are doing a job for the Vanguard and are actually fighting along the Vanguard. Although everyone's a bot, just like my other teammate, it's definitely not true that this is not a cool experience to have, because we're back on the old PvP map that we had before on the moon before, and now we're back here and fighting all the hive. Just as usual. But this time, with infinite ammo, as we run around and see the bots also helping us a lot. It's actually quite nice because we're part of the team now. We're part of the Vanguard. We're not just some single headband on the revenge route. No, we're actually doing work in a group, although they're with bots, but again, that's just my usual trip. Finally, making my way forward to the red Shadowkeep because it's so glowing you can't barely miss it. And I just think, wow, this is a very nice place. And I only need to activate 6 buttons this time and only fight 1 Shrieker, which insanely actually does take a lot of damage. But once we're done with that, we go through the portal and I've finally done it. Oh, it's not a portal, it's actually a door. Finally move along through the cave. We got to be on the next level behind the first wave, because the second wave is always around. This is a proper castle with multiple waves of walls, and we got onto a drake. And suddenly, of course, as we fight the hive, we got stuck on the same place twice in 2 playthroughs actually, just coincidentally because I'm the best guardian around. Once we took care of that Shrieker's security system, we finally make our way through another passage through the tunnels. We make our way through, see more nightmare coming towards us, and I noticed that, yeah, there's actually some lamps here, and I noticed, hey friend, you're really close to the lamp, you should really move away, and oh, too late. Oh well. We make a passage through, see some floaty ghosts, and say, yeah, that's looking good, and finally see the big enemy that we've been waiting for before, since the end of Destiny 2's vanilla campaign. Alright, jumping down forward, making our way through, and of course, better reloading, just in case there's something dangerous coming, because, as always,
You never know.
as it turns out, of course, my feeling was right, and reloading was not the only thing that I should have done, but also secure already the perimeter with some grenades. Luckily, of course, I have my super, get that in, and I see... yeah, it doesn't really bring that much. Oh well. After a few fights, back and forth, and of course seeing that it's not really that easy to get and kill this time, I figured, where's my sword actually? I need my sword. Luckily, of course, there is something as a boss there, and that was actually a wild essence that I didn't know before about. To my detriment, of course, he regained health, and also caught in some butts like Gaul and even Fikru from the Forsaken campaign, in case you haven't played that. And yeah, that is actually how it ends. Luckily, Erismorn can call us and uses her hive magic by just babbling into the microphone. Finally, we see Erismorn back again at the desk and also in front of the pyramid, which we already talked about.
We find a way inside.
Talking after the cutscene again with Erismorn reveals only the same thing again, that we need to actually find a way inside, and luckily, of course, we can do that, but before that, we first have to get the quest and the mission done and everything, and of course see lengthy, not cutscenes that are still things that we can't interact with in the same way. Anyway, finding a new way inside, of course, is funny, because coming back again, of course, we see the same thing we saw already again. That's the Temple of Crota, just where we also woke in the hive, you know, that time.
We've woken the hive.
And again, as we go inside, we see the same enemies at the same places again, only with more yellow bars and of course more strong attacks, as it is a new campaign and we're already weak again. My god, I'm even wearing blue, so right now, that is of course the way this works. On the way down, we'll also see new lore just lying around, and as we are of course good lore boys, barefoot but proud, we just pick it up and continue along. Nice. Also on the way down, we also see these floating boats and we just go say hi.
Hi.
Of course, there's no time for waiting, so we go down, actually awoken the hive yet again with this new method that we call the Shrieker Lady, which definitely wakes up everyone, even at 5 AM in the morning without any coffee. And we see that this enemy takes longer to fight than it actually is fun. So, before we got killed again, of course, we jump to the side as we are good hunters and make it down to the ground. And what we get is essence. Well then. That essence, of course, is not what we really need to do right now, as it gets further inspected by Erismorn, and since we have nothing else to do, we go into the Scarlet Keep and see what's in there inside. Of course, besides the majestic view that we have of this Scarlet Tower, my god, it's beautiful, we have also more enemies to fight around. If we take the elevator upstairs and admire the tower from inside, still beautiful, majestic architecture, we finally get to see Hashlodun, another daughter of Crota, which we already figured that the family tree couldn't get any bigger of these hives, but yes, it does actually. They are coming and coming and coming and coming. Just as we are coming back again from the dead when we finally kill that strike boss and half our way back home to Erismorn. As we talk to Eris more, we notice that we definitely have to go back into the basement again to grab another item that she just lost down there, and that is the cryptoglyph. And while we're here, we're still grabbing that lore because, again, we gotta make life proud. Going down further below, of course, meaning more enemies that we already seen so far before Destiny 1. It's nothing new really, and that's surprising because I would figure that even with the Shadowkeep, there would be something new down there, and as it turns out, no, nothing is new. Even the darkness is the same. So I grab my sword, make it even better for me to watch myself in third person, and thankfully to the PC version, I can see myself actually in the most FOV that I can have in the game right now. Taking care, of course, of some mites down below in the basement, we see that it's not only the bridge that we have to take yet again, just like the classic Hive methodology allows us to. No, there's also the pyramid on the left side, which makes a very interesting entrance, but as far as it goes, it's always just better to run away and ignore the things that are actually interesting and concentrate on smaller things that are not that interesting anymore. Seeing the cryptoglyphs just standing there, we actually just need to fight off a few enemies, and while I'm panning, of course, I use my super, just as it is. Thankfully, Bango buffed my new super, and I can shoot much more as soon as I kill an enemy, and that's very nice. I gotta say, thank you, Bango, for that. Just as we finally take care of the final Hive wizard down in the basement below, my god, they are there just like rats. We also have another enemy. How dare you? I'm the Slayer of Gods, I'm a Titan Slayer, and I even almost managed to make it up here. Coming back home to Eris Morn, she noticed that, yeah, we only have the boots and the cape, of course, for our full set, so as it is, we need still 3 more pieces and 3 more nightmares to hunt down. But before that, we take a small lamb down here in this bowl of soup, and we actually get more stuff from it. Thankfully, now we can get going, and yes, what we do, of course, is hunt another old enemy, which you've already seen before. Mission taking us back, of course, through the old mission place where we also got the Black Spindle. Thank God that is finally a better mission now, just as still again on the timer. Anyway, I'm distracted by the old nostalgia clip that are happening right now. Still the same thing, and again, we shoot it, we can't shoot it anymore, we have to shoot the nightmares, we can shoot the big thing again, rinse and repeat the same thing over and over again. It feels like this is the story of the whole DLC, but what can you do? Gotta get the grind going. Also, why is the enemy teleporting all the way all the time again? Simply kill the nightmares and just stay put until we're done with you. We know how this goes. We are Titan Slayers, Chaos Titans, and you are definitely not a Titan, so just until and take the damage. Finally, taking the new Essence Dome, we have to repeat some tasks, and as I noticed, I can only wear 1 Essence, so I gotta get rid of the one that I accidentally got myself, and then continue the one with the story. Shooting some falling and getting some nightmares done, perfectly fine, as I think, and of course, yet again, this takes longer than anticipated. Because as we have to just go down to lost sectors on 3 different planets, we figured out there's nightmares everywhere and we can just shoot them anywhere we want. Turns out it's actually not true because there were none. Finally, in another lost sector, I can make use of the finisher move, which is actually brilliant, and we can continue with the story. And this time we go with another fallen enemy, Tanix. That boy yet again has found his way onto the moon in form of the nightmare, and of course we go down the same basement, the same caves again, and of course meet the same enemy we've had before. It's not brand new, but it's definitely fun at least to play for 1 time. Too bad I have 3 characters I need to play 3 times again, so Bungo 5 out of 10 at least. Going up the same stairs again, I think it's just a routine mission and a routine strike, but as it stands, I'm sure the best Titan as it is around, and even kill myself, the Titan Slayer, the Slayer of all Titans. You'd think I can actually manage this better, but no. Thankfully, I'm not alone in my fire team, and I can actually manage to jump around and get myself killed while the other person still continues the mission. After shooting Tanix enough times, we finally get another essence and have another task to do. This time, just kill Fallen on the moon. Easy enough, takes us just 30 minutes to get enough Fallen together, but after a few minutes, we can continue with the mission. But of course, we need small snacks, so a short food break was necessary while we also were waiting for the loading times to finally get faster. Back on the moon, we do the final and last mission where we hunt the nightmare. Again, same place, same location. Just look at my round as well, how it kills everyone in its way, just with 1 clean headshot. We same the same bridge again, and I was thinking, didn't somebody scream here before in Destiny 1? No, apparently not in Destiny 2 anymore, as this is only a bad copy of the Forgoth fight, and not the authentic one that we had back a few years ago. Shooting Forgoth finally felt really nostalgic, and I could really tell that this boss, while it was chasing me in this basement, I felt really weak, and I had the feeling that yes, this is the old bullet sponge, this is the good feeling from Destiny 1, which we absolutely hate, but hey, that's what it is. 100 sled hard forts later, we did it. We finally got all 5 pieces of armor together, and we can raid the Shadowkeep to finally get to the pyramid and walk inside. Seeing as it is easy task, we just managed to get through all the hives that are on our way. Just make sure we didn't miss anyone, we get our weapons out and shoot them anyway. As it stands, with all 5 pieces of Dreambane armor, we are only allowed to go into the pyramid. We think we just take the road down, but as it stands, we actually get taken down there on our own, thanks for the Uber Express via pyramid. Inside, we finally see a cool task, which we would love to do, as it says, explore the pyramid, but as it stands, it's a very linear level, and we just have to fight some boss fights that we already did in the previous campaigns of Destiny 2. So we fight Gold again, of course, and of course we retract back again, and we can't finish him off. We walk around the corner and see Fickrol again from the Forsaken campaign, and of course we have to fight him yet again. And we can't finish him off. But at last, on the final steps, we see Crota standing in front of us, and now we know what we need to do. We of course fight the enemies that hold the swords, and we get finally our work done here. Slaying the god, the Titan Slayer of all Titans, of course, is ready to go in on Crota as a near its turn, of course, as should for the Titan Slayer, the Slayer of all Titans, and we finally get to kill the nightmares. Woohoo! Finally, after a long journey, we come to the end of the pyramid, and we get an interesting artifact. We don't know what we have to do with it yet, just we give it back again to Erismon for her to investigate, and a cutscene plays. We see ourselves as we stand in the Black Garden, and I have to say, this was actually quite cool. We stand there, we see all the pyramids around us, and know, okay, the Black Garden is definitely evil, and as we turn around, we see ourselves, and they say,
Salvation.
I think this is actually cool, but this is the end. This was the campaign of Destiny 2 Shadowkeep. I tried, we actually talked to Erismon, and this is it. We get an exotic engram, and we're done. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, and of course let us know in the comments down below what you think about the series. If I spoke too fast, well, hear it again in slow motion. And other than that, have a nice day, and talk to you soon, Guardians.